In the 1860s, the tide turned for Whakatōhea. A self-sufficient iwi with a thriving integrated economy was stripped of its land and assets. However, as they wait for Crown resolution of their historic losses, the Western Bay of Plenty iwi has embarked on an ambitious project to lift its people out of the economic doldrums.
We're reputed to have the highest level of deprivation of any district in the country, and if we're not right at the top, we're somewhere near it all the time.
We were desperate. I think we were desperate. There was no work for our people.
The research validates, that we certainly can grow mussels. We can grow very good mussels, but if you look back, you think, gee, how did we do it?
It's been a rough ride to get here, but after 14 years of court battles, research and resource consents, Whakatōhea has finally put down the first lines for what it hopes to become the lifeline for its people.
I tēnei waka ki tiroa ahau ki te moana, kei te ki te hau he ora mō te iwi o te Whakatōhea. Hei whakamana, hei whakarangatira I a rātau I ngā tau kei te hula mai. Koe nā tākue ki te ana I tēnei wā.
And the first step to becoming a fully commercial mussel farm, 4,000 metres of line has been anchored to the bottom of this very unique moana.
This ocean is full of phytoplankton because the current comes out of the deep trench 200 miles out there. All the food spews up into the Pacific Ocean and the currents come through this way. And in our trials we found that we could grow mussels, catch spat mussels to harvestable size in 14 months. I suppose the average for New Zealand is 6.7 kgs of mussels per metre. So our average, I suppose, would be around about 7 to 8. Just imagine 4,000 metres multiplied by 8. You come up to some significant figures. Yes. The water out there has got the potential to provide a good future for Whakatōhea. Yeah.
Whakatōhea are landlords with a 54% shareholding in the consented water space, together with Sea Lords and New Zealand Sea Farms. The iwi also owns a third share in Whakatōhea Mussel Portuki Limited, who will farm the mussels. It's not a story of mana moana, as they've had to pay for the lease, but with an iwi in crisis, options were few and far between.
I guess, you have vision when you've got nowhere else to go. You've got to. So it's been and the journey's not over by any means. The whole purpose of this in our eyes is to create work. For somebody else it might be internal rate of return and net profit, but to me, we've failed if our people are in no different position 10 years on from now.
The annual social welfare spend in Opotiki is $30 million. Between 2006 and the last census, almost 400 Māori have left Opotiki. That's almost a tenth of the entire Māori population.
Mō taku reanga, he reanga kaha ki te puta I te kaina. Me te wawata no hoki kia hoki mai mātou. Engari, ka puta o mātou ihu, ka kite I te ao, me te mōhio, ka re henui no ngā mahi, kai te wā kaina.
25-year-old Paula Brosnan was born and bred in Opotiki, left home to get a degree at Waikato University, and is one of very few who have returned to Opotiki.
Me taku aroha hoki ki taku reanga, me te reanga o runga iau, nā te āhuatana o tērā tūmomo aukati hana I te rori kia tai pai mai, kia hoki pai mai ki te wā kaina.
Paula's one of the lucky ones and has got a job, not in his field, but serving up plates at the local RSA.
Ka hoki, anō hoki taku mahara, ki taku kraua, nā ahau I whakatipu, me wana wawata, me wana tūmanako, me wana manawa nui ki tana iwi. Me te tirohana atu ki te pāmu kuku, me te tūmanako anō ki roto I aia, he mahi mā te iwi, ka whai mai I tēnei āhuatana. Ko taku titirohana atu, koe rā no huki taku tūmanako, kai taku kihini, kai te rāza, he kuku kai runa. No te Coromandel pia wē rā kuku I tēnei wā, e manako nui ana au, tōna wā ka tae ea I te mea tia ki runa I te whakaraupapa kai, ana ko wā mātau kuku no konei tūturu ake.
It's a dream that has support from the local council, which is looking to revive the town's once thriving port through the aquaculture industry.
The ship stopped coming in about 1960. The Union steamship was coming in and taking all the produce from the district, and that was butter and livestock and a number of other things. That had been going on for well over 100 years. In early times of European settlement, Māori were trading with up to 10 ships working out of Opotiki, carting maize and kumara as far as Sydney, but certainly up and down the eastern seaboard very regularly of New Zealand. So it's always been a centre for the community, for the town, for the whole district, a bustling place, a place of commerce.
The cost to transform the harbour entrance is $50 million. Council has $25 million in hand through regional grants and other contributions, and now needs the other half from central government to build 2 groins which will focus the flow of the Waiaweka and Otara rivers to keep the channel deep enough for large boats.
50 million seems like a lot of money, but in government we're used to doing roading projects that are very, very expensive. So we're currently spending about 450 million on the Tauranga Eastern Link, which is a new piece of roading network at Tauranga, and a couple of intersections and some realignment. We just need a contract there for 120 million. So in transport terms, providing transport infrastructure, 50 million is not a lot of money. The mussel farm's starting to crank up. They're starting to put some serious gear out in the water, and all the indications from that are very, very positive. So we're in a position now where we would like to get some guarantees around the funding, give surety to the mussel farmers to keep developing the water space out there, and give our community some surety around their plans for the future.
It is essential that we get this bar here. Otherwise, carting it to Whakatane through to Tauranga to be processed in our business plan, it would cost us around about $2 million a year just to do that. Now, if we had the bar open, it would save us a lot of money, and all that money could go to the people that are here, because this is what it's all about. It is about Whakatōhea and Opotiki as one. We are here to generate a living for our people, and we must have the processing plant right in Opotiki.
It's pretty exciting when you can see what comes as a result of, you know, maybe just a mussel farm and the cluster of industry that develops around that. So you've got people that service the boats, industry on land that service the boats. You've got tours that take tours out to the mussel farm, whole range of stuff. So you know that's certainly the dream.
Whaia te pai tawhiti, whaia kia tata. Ana koe nei te huarahia whaia nei e tātou te Whakatōhea. Ai, ko tata haere i nai nei. Ai, koe nā.